What if I told you that some of the richest people in the world got there by lying? Not little white lies. I'm talking about lies so big they vaporized billions of dollars, destroyed companies, and ruined the lives of millions. These aren't just mistakes. This is fraud, on a scale that's almost impossible to comprehend. These are the stories of master manipulators, corporate greed, and the biggest financial scandals in history. I'm the business historian, and today we're counting down 5 of the most audacious, destructive, and frankly unbelievable financial crimes ever committed. You won't believe what they got away with. In the year 2000, Enron was the 7th largest company in America. They were the future of energy. Innovative, brilliant, unstoppable. Their stock was soaring. Their executives were on the cover of magazines. There was just one tiny problem. It was all a lie. Enron wasn't actually making much money, so they just pretended they were. Led by CEO Jeff Skilling and founder Ken Lay, Enron's executives cooked the books using something called mark-to-market accounting. Here's how it worked. If Enron signed a 20-year deal, they would book all 20 years of projected future profits on day 1. Not actual profits, imaginary profits. It was like a kid selling lemonade and claiming they're a billionaire because they might sell 1 billion cups over their lifetime. But where did they hide the mountains of debt they were racking up? In thousands of offshore shell companies with ridiculous names like Jedi and Raptor. For a while, it worked. They fooled Wall Street, the media, everyone. But in 2001, a reporter named Bethany McLean asked a simple question. How exactly does Enron make its money? Nobody had a good answer. The house of cards collapsed. The stock went from $90 to less than $1. The company went bankrupt, taking the life savings of thousands of employees with it. Skilling went to prison. Ken Lay died before he could be sentenced. Enron taught us that if a company's success seems too good to be true, it probably is. Bernie Madoff wasn't some shady outsider. He was Wall Street royalty, former chairman of the Nasdaq Stock Exchange, a respected investor who delivered steady, reliable returns for decades. His clients were a who's who of the rich and famous. Celebrities, powerful CEOs, major charities. They all gave him their money. And for years, they all got exactly what he promised. Consistent 10 to 12% annual returns no matter what the market was doing. How did he do it? He didn't. He wasn't investing a single penny. Madoff was running the largest Ponzi scheme in history. When a new investor gave him money, he would just deposit it into a bank account. When an old investor wanted to cash out, he would pay them with the new investor's money. That's it. That was the entire strategy. For decades, he kept the illusion going. He generated fake account statements, fake trade confirmations. It was all a performance. In 2008, the financial crisis hit. His clients spooked, tried to withdraw $7 billion, but Madoff didn't have it. The music stopped. The whole thing came crashing down. He confessed to his sons who turned him in. The total fraud? An estimated $65 billion. It was the life savings of thousands of families. Gone. Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison, where he died in 2021. He didn't just steal money, he stole trust. This scandal is different. It wasn't about complex accounting tricks or a single charismatic conman. This was a scam committed by thousands of regular employees against millions of regular people. Wells Fargo had a relentless sales culture. Executives pushed a mantra, 8 is great, meaning every customer should have 8 different Wells Fargo products. To meet these impossible targets, employees did something shocking. They started creating fake accounts, millions of them. Checking accounts, savings accounts, credit cards, all without the customer's knowledge or consent. They would forge signatures. They would move money between a customer's real account and their new fake account to make it look active. They would even create fake email addresses to enroll customers in online services. Why? Because if they didn't hit their quotas, they'd be fired. It was a pressure cooker environment where ethics went out the window. When the scandal broke, the scale was staggering. 3.5 million fake accounts. Over 5,000 employees were fired. The bank was hit with billions in fines. CEO John Stumpf was forced to resign. This wasn't a bug in the system was the bug. It showed how a toxic corporate culture can turn ordinary people into fraudsters. Wirecard was Germany's tech superstar, a digital payments company that was going to take on Silicon Valley. They were worth more than Deutsche Bank. Their CEO, Markus Braun, was hailed as a visionary. For years, journalists at the Financial Times, led by Dan McCrum, had been publishing articles questioning Wirecard's miraculous growth. They alleged fraud, but Wirecard fought back, hard. They accused the journalists of market manipulation. They even got Germany's financial regulator, BaFin, to investigate the journalists instead of the company. Wirecard's big claim was that a huge chunk of its business came from third-party partners in Asia, and the money from that business, all 1.9 billion euros of it, was held in trust accounts in the Philippines. In 2020, auditors from Ernst & Young finally decided to check. They asked for the bank statements. Wirecard stalled. Finally, the truth came out. There were no trust accounts. There was no 1.9 billion euros. It had all been a lie. The money had likely never existed. The company collapsed overnight. The CEO was arrested. The COO, a man named Jan Marsalek, vanished. He's now one of the most wanted men in the world, with alleged ties to Russian intelligence. Wirecard was a black box, a complete fabrication that fooled auditors, regulators, and investors for a decade. This story has everything: a Malaysian sovereign wealth fund, a playboy financier, Leonardo DiCaprio, a supermodel, a $250 million yacht, and billions of stolen dollars. 1MDB was a fund created by the Malaysian government to promote economic development. But a Malaysian financier named Joe Low had other ideas. With the help of corrupt officials, including the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Joe Low allegedly siphoned off more than $4.5 billion from the fund. What did he do with the money? He partied. He bought luxury real estate in New York and LA. He dated Miranda Kerr. He gave Kim Kardashian a Ferrari for a wedding present. And in the most meta twist of all time, he used hundreds of millions of stolen dollars to finance the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, a film about a con man who stole from the rich. When the scandal was exposed by journalists, it toppled the Malaysian government. The Prime Minister was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Goldman Sachs, the bank that helped 1MDB raise the money, paid billions in fines. And Joe Low? Like Jan Marsalek, he's a fugitive. Nobody knows where he is. He pulled off one of the biggest heists in history, and so far has gotten away with it. Enron, Madoff, Wells Fargo, Wirecard, 1 MDB. 5 different stories, but they all share the same DNA: greed, arrogance, and a system that was all too willing to look the other way. These scandals prove that a good story can be more powerful than the truth, for a while. But eventually the numbers don't add up. The money goes missing, the questions get louder, and the house of cards comes tumbling down. What's the biggest scandal you've ever heard of? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to learn more about the dark side of the business world, make sure you subscribe. I'm the Business Historian. Thanks for watching.